Socks on concrete, Jolly Rancher kids. I was talking back in
What's up, guys? This is WhatADay Films. I'm Dorian.
And I'm Scott.
Today we're reviewing Netflix A Series of Unfortunate Events, which stars Neil Patrick Harris as Count Olaf and Patrick Warburton as Lemony Snickets.
This has to be hands down one of the biggest surprises that Netflix has ever produced, at least for me. I mean, we all know that the Marvel stuff is great, but for them to take a book series that had a failed movie years ago and to just destroy this in an amazing way is unreal.
Yeah. It was definitely a good show. Honestly, I just thought it was good. I didn't have as big a connection with the books. I didn't read them when I was a kid. I did see the movie when it first came out, back when I was in like elementary school. But yeah, I didn't think it was great.
Well, I guess that's where I differ a little bit, because I did read the books years ago whenever I was growing up. I think the only one I didn't read is the 13th, which is, The End is what it was called. But I was really big into the books. I liked the whole mystery aspect of them because it was, it was an easy story for, a young kid to read that connected throughout all the books. So, you were waiting for the next one to come out. So I really enjoyed it. So I really enjoyed the series also.
Yeah. Even though the original movie did flop, I was definitely intrigued by it as a kid. It had, I guess, that adventure aspect and I guess the little trinkets, little machines they made. I was always into that stuff, Legos and such, so that was always pretty cool. Alright, so just to summarize what's going on in this first season. This first season starts off with the first 4 books. So I think it's 2 episodes per book. It starts with the bad beginning, the reptile room, the wide window, and then it ends with the miserable meal.
So I personally thought that they did a really good job as far as getting a lot of the information from the books into here. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, just like every other, major, book series that's put into a movie or a TV show. But they definitely did a good job of keeping a lot of information inside of the episodes that normally you would have thought they would have taken out. But because, Netflix is good with this type of stuff, they were able to really keep you, in tune with the entire book, as well as adding so much extra stuff that made it feel, very coherent and flow very well.
Yeah, going off of that, this is kind of a little bit off topic, but I definitely like how Netflix is taking comic book series and books and adapting them in TV show format.
Netflix is the future, man.
Yeah, definitely.
They're the future.
I feel like it just gives you a lot more time to like dive into the story. It allows you to have a lot more depth, and I guess cover more things that were in the book.
Definitely.
And that's one thing I really enjoyed about it. It wasn't just over in 2 hours. Really got to, become a part of it just for a little bit.
Alright, so what's first on the list?
I guess, what'd you think about the plot?
The plot, of course, is just going to follow the books mainly, but, they didn't steer away from it. They kept true to it, and I think that's, where they went right, and I think that's where they're going to continue to go well. As far as getting praise and everything from it, is sticking to the original plot and everything. Of course there's we'll talk about more of the spoiler stuff here later, but there's a little bit extra there at the end of every episode that's not in the books, and it's really good to see them keeping with the original plot yet still putting their own twist on things.
I definitely enjoyed the story. It was fun, and it kind of took me back to my childhood. I didn't have nearly that depressing of a childhood, but still it just reminded me of the little times when I had creativity and I was more imaginable. It's
good to see them take that depressing writing style that Lemony Snicket had and make this depressing while at the same time fun, and I want to keep watching it.
I definitely love the dark elements of the show. Even though it was originally, I guess, made for kids, whoever, I'm not sure who directed this, but they definitely made it easier for adults to watch and add some, I guess, darker, more mature elements to it.
And I think that, again, Netflix did a really good job. If you just look at the lighting, they, go really dark and have this, ominous tone whenever they need it, but then whenever, in the unexpected scenes, they lighten up everything, make everything vibrant, and that really, brings out the mood of the story to remind you that, maybe at the end there is going to still be a little bit of hope. I think that, even that little aspect, Netflix, did really well on.
So let's move on to characters. Let's start off with, I guess, the most important character in the series, and that is Count Olaf, played by Neil Patrick Harris.
NPH, man.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest actors, I think. He always puts 110% into every single thing he does, whether it's a small little role or whether it's something big. You know, he was amazing on Broadway. You know, I, of course, didn't ever get a chance to see him, but, you know, that would always be a highlight of my life if I ever got to see him there. And anything that I've ever seen him do in, you know, Hollywood or TV or anything has always been amazing. So I definitely think that this was a perfect cast for the role, you know, because he plays, with him being such a good actor, he's able to play so many characters within characters, and that shows the true talent of who he is, as well as the you know, outlandish, you know, type personality that he has.
Move on to the three Baudelaires, Violet, Sonny, and Klaus. What do you think about it?
Oh, I mean, I have never seen the actors and actresses in anything before. You know, obviously they're very young, but they're definitely, after these roles, are going to be able to do something big later on. You know, Netflix is a good stepping, you know, stone for new upcoming actors and even, you know, returning ones, of course, like Neil Patrick Harris. I definitely think that their performance was good. They made you feel like sorry for them. You know, I think that's, you know, they did exactly what they're supposed to do, you know, in their jobs as far as making you feel what the characters themselves feel, and really bringing the depth to them. But since there's nothing really to relate them to, I wouldn't, you know, there's not much I would think to, you know, kind of say about them other than the fact that they were really well, you know, done.
Yeah, I really thought Sonny's character was hilarious. She'd always be doing the most ridiculous things, just at the most random times, and I really got a kick out of that. She was probably my favorite kid out of the three Baudelaire orphans.
Yeah.
In terms of just making me laugh, I feel like, I want to say Violet had the most depth. Maybe because, I mean, I feel like she had the most dialogue and she always helped move the plot, I guess.
Okay, I can see that.
In my opinion. And yeah, Klaus, I really enjoyed his character too.
Awesome. I think my favorite was just Klaus, but that's just because that's who I liked reading the books. But, I mean, all three are good characters.
Yeah. I also thought it was funny how the kids, they always happen to be the ones that were more aware of what was going on in the situations, and the adults, they just seem to be ignorant. They like would always ignore the kids even though they'd straight up tell them to their face.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty funny too.
Yeah, I think, you know, reading the books, I think that's, you know, very obvious. Also just like watching the series, but I think that's just, you know, based on the writing and stuff of the author. Just the dynamics between the characters being smarter and stuff. So, but I mean, it's a good point, you know, to say.
Let's move on to some of the adult characters. What do you think about the Lemony Snicket?
Played by Patrick Warburton. Obviously, great actor, great voice actor. You know, famous for, you know, Kronk and Emperor's New Groove and stuff, and a lot of other things. I definitely like his voice. I think that it's, you know, perfect for a narration of this type. You know, it's very deep, it's very somber. I think that it was a good choice, and of course, you know, him being in the scenes and, you know, everybody acting like he's not there just made everything look really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I really liked his voice, like you just said, just had a nice little tone and vibe to it that I enjoyed. Also, like how you'd always like you make some type of quote and then the kids would like immediately like say the same thing, and that was pretty cool. And there's not much else to say about the adult characters, I guess. One character who really annoyed me was Mr. Poe. I don't know if his character.
Yeah, in the book, you're right. In the book, he's very annoying. He's the same in the book. I think they definitely overdid his character a little bit in the show, kind of giving him more of a personality in a sense. Because in the book, you know, he was very just, you know, very uneventful. Whereas this one, you see him, you know, running all up and down like with the snake, you know, getting Sonny and stuff. Like he wasn't that vibrant in the book, but he's definitely, you know, an annoying character in the fact that he's, you know, so dumb, to, you know, put it blatantly. Yeah.
And also the aunt. I wasn't really a fan of her character, mainly because I don't know, just a big shift from. She also played, I forgot her name. She was in Luke Cage. And she was a much more serious character. It was just weird seeing her. I mean, I guess it's good to see her branching out in roles.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, in comparison to her other roles I've seen her in, I guess she was just kind of annoying, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's also. I think you're right. I think that I think she was very annoying, but I think that was also due to the fact of, you know, her character written, because in the book she was very, you know, just, like she was in the TV show. You know, very annoying, very offsetting. But you know, I don't think that she's going to be the worst character we're going to see. If I remember correctly, they're going to be way worse personalities coming down the later books in the series.
All right, so let's move on to I guess this is probably my favorite topic regarding this show, and set pieces. I really thought the set pieces were pretty amazing. They had like this theatrical vibe to it, while also giving off a cinematic feeling. In a way, it made us feel like we were in a world outside of our own, just because it was so, I guess, the world was so made up.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely. I think that, you know, the irony of having it look kind of theatrical, you know, since that's what the whole first book was about. You know, with Commonwealth being an actor, or playing an actor. So I mean, I thought it was very good. I think Netflix is very good at that. You know, giving you a sense of, you know, different styles between anything that you've ever seen before. You know, always coming up with new ideas and innovative ways to, you know, make scenes and make movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it was very good.
Yeah. That's all I really have to say about set pieces. You want to do spoiler talk?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is the fun stuff. So I think the biggest surprise to me was the parents.
Yeah.
Definitely the biggest thing was the parents. They were not in the book, unless I just completely missed something whenever I read those. You know, they may have ended up in the 13th book or whatever, but I don't remember reading about them at all in the books. So for them to be brought out, and especially played by two amazing actors and actress. What is it? Will Arnett and Colby Smulders. She's the girl from How I Met Your Mother, and she plays Robin in that, and she's also plays the Avengers. Can't remember her name in that. But you know, Will Arnett plays in tons of things. Most recently, I think the Batman from the Lego Movie. And you know, he's got the new Batman Lego movie coming out.
Nice.
But they're both great. So to see them, you know, even if for a short amount of time, you know, it makes you anxious and, you know, want to see more of them. I'm excited for whenever they get to be reunited with the children and, you know, make everything, just kind of bring everything together and bring it all. Hold on, look at that part up. I can't wait for them to get all together with the children and, you know, have it all come together in one big nice thing at the end.
Yeah, that was a plot line that I was really intrigued by as well. I thought it was pretty cool seeing them being spies. Really caught me off guard because me not having read the books, I thought they were the parents. But then whenever they did make the reveal, me not having read the books, I kind of figured, like, had a feeling that wasn't in the book. It's just to give us watchers like a little twist, something interesting, different.
I do think the weird part is, I mean, if you pay attention to the last, you know, 2 episodes, you know, they ended up at a house. You know, it looked to be, you know, they walked into the house and said, "Hey, children, how are you doing?" And it did not look like the Baudelaires at all. Yeah. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if they have a second family or if they're watching other families or what. I mean, with their whole like spy ring that I don't know too much about, to tell you the truth, it could be a number of things, but I'm really interested to see where they're going to take it. You know, it's a huge cliffhanger. You know, they didn't do too much of a cliffhanger with the Baudelaires, other than the fact that you know that there's going to be more. But I think that you know, under scripted tone and storyline is going to be the highlight of the next series or 2.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to talk about regarding spoilers?
No.
All right. I guess that's it for this review. If you guys liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, and have a day.